Hey C's Life family, welcome back to another episode. In this how-to video, I'm going to show you how to build a desk built in to the closet. I wanted to save space in this back room at the house. Recently finished redoing the floors, painted the closet, new floorboards, got rid of the old accordion style doors, made this wooden natural looking frame, and now I'm going to build a support system to make a desk that I can put all my computer equipment on. And so this is going to help really save space in the house, and it's going to be pretty neat. It's going to be a good overhaul of a space that wasn't really used. I have 3 2x4s, 8 foot, and I have a 4x8 sheet of birch 3/4 inch sanded plywood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a support system for the plywood top using 2x4s, and essentially I'm just going to frame it out and the plywood is going to sit right on top. I'm going to cut this 4x8 sheet of plywood in half, and I'm going to have 2 pieces 2x6 sandwiched on top of each other, and I believe that that's going to hold up all my desk equipment really well. This project's not going to be very difficult, but first I'm going to start with taking some measurements. Now that I've got all my measurements written down here, I'm going to go cut up these boards outside, and then I'm going to come in. I'm going to screw right into the studs in these walls. Okay, I went ahead and laid out all the boards, make sure that the ones I need with the right measurements on the correct size, and I'm building the desk at a 30-inch height, which is about standard for most office desks. So I'm going to go ahead and get my measurement and start tacking up boards. Of course, make sure to use a level. Make sure that everything's at the same height, because when you go to put the plywood top, that's when you'll see any inconsistencies if it's not level. I bought one of these recently from Home Depot. It's called the Stud Buddy, and it works a lot better than some of those other stud finders that have like a light and a beep. This one is magnetic, so you can easily just find something behind drywall and you know you hit a stud because it's likely a nail or a screw. This is what it looks like when you find a stud with the Stud Buddy. Alright, we're back. I was not able to finish this project yesterday. My time ran short, but I should be done pretty soon here today. I wanted to walk you through kind of where we got to in the project. I got the support for the desk all framed out, so I'm going to take you in. Alright, so as you can see, the frame is complete, so you can get an idea of what I was looking to do yesterday. And so one of the important things to note is that I wanted to make sure that for the shorter pieces they hit as many studs as possible. So that's why my side braces are the ones that went full wall to wall, so I could hit the studs on the left and the right. There's only one in the middle. Here's an extra brace on each side just to support more of that weight from the plywood that's going to go on top. So you've got an idea now of what we're looking at here. And I'm going to go ahead and get this piece of plywood cut. Alright, so I got my sheet of plywood out here, and first thing I'm going to do is cut the excess 2 feet off of this side to make it a little easier to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and get this measured out. It's been raining here today, so I'm doing my work underneath the carport. In case you haven't watched some of my other videos, I did a how-to on this carport last year. It's a 12 by 20. It's been a great addition to the house. I built it for about $750. So if you haven't checked out that video, please do so. Alright, so I got a 5-inch circular saw over here. So I obviously can't just cut right down the middle because I'll cut into my table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to elevate the plywood with some bricks that I have, and that way it'll actually be a couple inches raised, and then I should just be able to zip right down the middle. And there you have it. This is the top for my desk. Now what I like to do is I always like to excuse me, do a dry fit. So I'm going to take one piece in, I'm going to go put it on top of the support and see how it looks. Stay along. And we're back. So it's very simple to get the plywood in. I had enough room to angle it. So this is what one sheet looks like by itself, which isn't bad. You can see that there's a little bit of wiggle when I push down in the middle. That's where the bulk of the weight's going to be with my monitors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up sandwiching these two together. A little sturdier, a little more firm, a little more weight distribution. And then I'll put a trim piece on the front. But here you go, this is what it looks like. If I roll the chair, you'll see it's just the right height. I think this is going to work out great. The last step in this process is I'm going to stain the plywood. Put the trim piece on, put a few screws down just to hold it in place, and we're pretty much done here. Thanks for watching so far. Now that the dry fit is complete, we are staining the top. All right, while the loving wife is outside staining the desktops, I'm actually going to be working on a shelf. And so, similar concept as the desk supports, except I'm just going to be using 1x board. So I'm going to make a frame wrap here for a shelf board to sit on top. Picked a height of 6 feet for the top of the shelf. Alright, while I was waiting for the stain to dry, went ahead and made a shelf, which I'll put up next. Been fighting the rain a little bit today, so I'm a little wet. But I got the two pieces ready right here, and I stained the bottom of one and the top of the other, because they'll be sandwiched together. But this is the final part. Perfect fit. Well, there we have it. There's really only one thing I have left to do, which is put a trim piece, screw these down. I haven't actually figured out where I'm going to put it for a trim piece. I might go to the hardware store and just see if they have some nice piece of molding that I can just put on the front. But this is my desk. This is the, I don't know, $75 project that took me a couple hours. Made use of this space as now an office. I'm pretty proud of the way that it turned out. Of course, I'll do a few more things to make it nice. little tweaks, decorate it. But I hope that y'all have enjoyed watching this DIY project. It's really not too difficult as long as you have a couple of tools and you're willing to give it a go. It's kind of hard to mess something like this up, but I hope this has been inspiring for everybody out there. And if you would, go ahead and like this video, leave a comment, and of course subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Seize life. Adios.